Well, if you take a look at the snow depth right now, really the good thing you look at out west, quite a bit of improvement in the valleys and the mountains since they've had a series of storms come through here. So that looks more healthy. Through our area, you definitely can see where we saw the snow that came up with that path, basically starting in Nebraska and then curving up towards Wisconsin. We kind of zoom in. You can see that's where we see yesterday or last night and this morning, and you can see the blank area there. Minnesota still looks fairly bleak. It looks more like you would expect in March, mid-March to end of March, and even the UP and upper Wisconsin isn't that impressive yet, but that did definitely help us, and you can see it right there. So it's going to stick around for a while, really, with the amount of snow and cold air that we're going to have sitting over the place, too. So we should be continuing to improve our average temperature as it continues to rise through the end of February through March. At this point, we should be around the mid-30s, maybe low 30s, depending on location. But we're going to basically be sitting really like the end of January here for at least the next 3 days before we see some improvement towards the middle of next week. And with that snowpack, that definitely is going to allow the temperatures to stay there, especially overnight. And we still got the influences of the low. This is the one that actually impacted part of our area. So this is going to sit right there and spin. And with that flow coming from the north and cloud cover and occasionally a little weak disturbances come through, it's going to keep that all going throughout the weekend. So the winds will be an issue. The clouds will continue for the most part, and occasionally some flurry activity better as you go further east of the area. So that'll be our influence throughout the weekend before you start seeing it. And you can see overall the big picture with the change. Here comes a little bit of a cold air push here that'll come Saturday night into Sunday. That's that disturbance I was just talking about. So it's going to get cold, probably the coldest day Sunday into Monday. And then by the time we get to Tuesday, we're going to start seeing some of that milder air out to the west begin to push towards our area, getting us more seasonable before our next chance of snow comes, and that would be Tuesday. You can see that little dip right there coming through Tuesday into Wednesday, and it may extend into Thursday. There's the two systems that are going to come through right now, minor systems, but it's the next chance of snow we have. And then towards the end of the week, we actually might get another push of that warmer or milder air, getting us maybe up to 40 briefly. Overall for tomorrow, we're looking at temperatures really what you'd expect at the end of January, low 20s. There will be a wind chill out there, probably in the single digits with that 10 to 15 mile per hour wind. Few peaks of the sun, but towards the afternoon and evening, a lot more clouds, probably becoming overcast. And then Saturday night into Sunday, that's when we could see some flurry activity. Temperatures a few degrees colder. The wind will be more of an issue on Sunday as it increases out of the north. So that'll give you a wind chill that'll definitely keep you in the single digits there. As we go into Sunday night, into Monday, we're going to clear out. Winds are going to be light with a fresh snowpack. Right now we're in the single digits. I think we're going to see a lot of temperatures in the below zero range given that snowpack and light wind. So these are likely to come back down a few degrees as we go throughout. Monday, as you go back to work, still a cold day out there. 20s, we should be in the mid 30s. Cloud cover begins to increase, and we will see some modification going into Tuesday, and that's where we should be average. The wind chills Sunday morning, likely with that wind going on, are going to be below zero. They'll come up a little bit during the day into the single digits, maybe around 10 at the most. And then going into Monday morning, the winds are lighter, the temperatures are lower, so you'll likely be well below zero for wind chills going into Monday. So definitely it's going to be cold for this time of year. We haven't seen this in a while. And there's your next chance of snow coming through. That first system mainly focused to the north with the snow chance. The one on Wednesday has a better shot of actually impacting everyone with some light snow, maybe some minor accumulation. And note that 45 on Friday briefly comes back up with a cold front. Unfortunately, those warm conditions don't last because by Sunday, which I don't have there, we're back to around 30. So it's a brief warm up, but overall it's going to feel more like the January, and we haven't felt this for quite a while now.
No, we're kind of due for it, I suppose.
Yeah, well, it's February still.
It is. Thanks, Greg.